Okay, so I am now in my VS Code and it is the Next.js project, but if you are using React, it is still fine. It will work 100% fine. Don't worry about it. So if you are using like React or Next.js, you can follow along. So first of all, what I will do, I will write a boilerplate over here. Okay, it will just add an import function, or you can say export function. All right, and now you have to install some dependencies. What is that dependencies? Let's um let's write over here npm I 3. That's the only dependency you have to install. So just do this and you are good to go. Now what I will do, first of all, if you are in Next.js, only if you are in Next.js, do this. Otherwise, don't. Use client. Okay, don't forget to write use client over here, because we will be using use state and use effects as well. And also add use state and then use effect as well to your file. And now what I will do, I will import all. Okay, so import star as 3 from 3. Okay, that's it. So in this way you are importing all the files and all the functions from this 3 library. And after that you have to import one more thing, which is import gltf loader. Okay, so gltf loader from 3 slash add-ons slash loaders slash gltf loader. Okay, that's it. You are done with all the import statements. And after that you can write all bit controls as well, but in this video we are not going to do that. So here what I will do, uh, inside this, let's first create a canvas. Okay, so for that we will be using useref. I will write over here canvas ref is equal to useref, and by default it will be null. And to use this I will also add a div over here. Okay, and inside this div what I will write, I will give it a ref value of canvas ref, just like that. So in this div we will be adding our Three.js scene. Okay, now in the functions, so let us complete the HTML part first. So what I will do over here, first of all I will just add a heading called, let's say, 3D room, and in this I will give it a class name. So I'm also using Tailwind. If you are not familiar with it, don't worry, I will not use Tailwind a lot, just a little bit. So in here I will write display, let's say, not display, let's say grid, and then place items I will write center. So in this way all the things will be in the center. Okay, and after 3D room I will give some photos to, like, for the user to select from. So in this way I will write, in here I will give it an image, and in the public folder you can see over here I have some floors, so 6 floor images, or you can say textures. So I will use these. Okay, so first of all I will write floor, let's say floor1 dot jpeg, and similarly I will do this for all these 6. So 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and after that what I will write, I will just give them some styling, not a lot. First of all I will give it to flex and then justify center. That's it. And then let's add a margin of 8. So let's see how it is looking. So first of all I will write npm run dev. It is the starting command for Next.js, and if you are using React, you can use npm start. Okay, so let it open. Okay, so as you can see, all the images are in a flex in a row. Let's just write some styling for these images also. So I will write over here class name and give it a width of, let's say, 5 VW, and then I will write cursor pointer. Then from margin right, I will give it a value of 8, and then border I will give 2, and then border black. Okay, I think this should work, and I will add all this styling to all the other images as well, just like that. Okay, so let's see how it is looking. So yeah, so it is looking great. Now let's just write the code for the Three.js scene. So our HTML part is done over here. For the Threejs, we first um, what we have to do, we first have to define a scene. So what I will write over here, I will write const scene, and let's write the correct spelling. So const scene will be new, and I will write 3. So we will be using a 3, the library 3, and then in this I will use scene function. That's it. In this way you have created a scene. Now you have to create a camera as well. So I will write over here camera is equal to new 3 dot perspective camera. Okay, perspective camera, and it will take some values. So first of all, this 75, and then it will take a size. So I will give the size of our window. So let's write window dot inner width and divide by its side. So window dot inner height. Okay, so in this way the size is set, and then I will write over 0.1 and 1000. So this 0.1 is the zoom level. So these values are the zoom level. So the 0.1 is the minimum zoom level, and 1000 is the maximum zoom level you can get your camera. Okay, and after this camera, I will also define renderer. So it is a crucial part in Threejs. Without this, you cannot render even your scene. So it is a crucial part. Don't forget to write this or define this. So I will write over here 3 and then WebGL renderer. And inside this, I will write alpha true. This means there will be no background in your scene. By default, there is a black background, but I do not want that. So I have written over here alpha true. So, okay. And then I will set the size. So for that, I will write set size function. And inside this, what I will write, I will just give this value window dot inner width and window dot inner height. So this is the same we have given to the camera as well. All right. Now after that, I will define orbit controls, but we don't have to do that because we are not like orbiting or moving our object. We just want to change the flooring. So for that, you don't need to add like orbit controls. Okay, so we will not do that. Now I will write an ambient lighting. Okay, ambient light, this will be equal to new 3, okay, dot ambient light, this thing over here, and then I will give it a value of white. So this is a lighting setup which we are doing over here. Ambient light is the light which bounces off other objects. And now we simply have to do scene dot add and this ambient light. So in this way we have added this ambient light to our scene. Similarly, I will add a point light. Okay, so there are different kinds of light in Threejs. I will make a video on them if you want. So comment out. Yeah, so I will make a video on them if you want. So comment if you want a video on all the lighting in Threejs. So there are a couple of lightings. For example, direct light, spotlight, and point light. So I will use point light over here, and then white over here as well. And similarly, I will write scene dot add point light. But before adding it, we have to change some settings in the point light. So for example, I will change the power. So what is the power of the light? I will write over here 1500, and as well, and also I will set the um, position. So what I'll do, position dot set. So you are placing your light in the scene. Um, -650. All right. Now let's like we have done enough work. So let's just uh add it to our scene and see in our HTML file. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I will use an use effect. All right, just like that, use effect, and inside this, I will write over here canvas ref and also renderer. Okay, and inside this use effect, what I will do, if canvas ref dot current, so this is the use ref which we are defining over here. So if this is present, then only what I will do, I will write not this, canvas ref dot current dot append child. Okay, dot append child, and renderer uh, dot DOM element. Okay, so in this way our scene is almost ready. All right, and now what I will do, you just come up here and I will write a function called animate. So to, in order to render your scene, you have to constantly animate it so that it doesn't give you an error and it doesn't stop rendering it. So in order to keep rendering and keep animating your scene, you have to write this function, otherwise it will just crash. So not const, I will write over a function called animate, and inside this function I will write request animation frame, this function over here, and inside this I will just uh, write the name of this function. So this is a type of recursion. If you know in coding, this is a type of recursion. And then after that I will write renderer dot render. Inside this I will just give two values, our scene and our camera. Okay, so in this way I hope you we are done, and after that we have to call this function as well. So I will write animate at the last. Let's see our HTML file. I just reload it. Okay, so if you remember, we have written alpha true in this renderer. So let's just remove it and let's see if it is working or not. So yeah, so as you can see, this is our scene. Okay, because we haven't add any objects, you cannot see in this. So this is exactly our Three.js scene over here. Now the only part is to add the 3D object. Okay, so before adding the 3D object, I will just duplicate this point light. I will add another light source, and this will, I will name it point light 2, and in the add I will write point light 2, and in the position what I will do, I will just give it this +6. So there will be two lights in our scene for better viewing angles and some lighting. Now to add our 3D object, you have to define some more variables. I will write const texture loader, and this will be equal to new 3 dot texture loader, this thing right over here. That's it. And after that I will write one more variable called loader, just loader, and this will be equal to new, and now this is the correct time to use our gltf loader. So this thing right over here, gltf loader, this will be the crucial part to import your 3D models. Okay, so this thing right over here, and I will write loader. We will be using this gltf loader to add the model. So loader dot load, so this is a function to add a 3D model, and inside this I will write the path name of our 3D model. So if you can see, आ रहा हूं. So if we see in public, okay, if you only React or Next.js, I am currently in Next.js. So in public, I have my 3D model as mini setup.glb. GLB is a file format for 3D models. So you can see it is inside the public folder and named mini setup. So I will just write mini setup.glb. That's it. And add a slash over here. Okay. Now what I will do, this will take another argument which will be a callback. I will write over here gltf. Hey, this is just an argument. Okay, you can name it anything. So I will write over here const model. Okay, so const model will be equal to gltf dot scene, and after that I will make another variable outside the function calling setup, and this will help us to change textures. And also over here I will just copy it to the model. So setup is equal to model, and then scene I will add setup. Okay, setup. So in this way we have add the 3D model in our scene, and it will take some time because it is a large model. So let's just see it after finishing all the work. Okay, so after adding it I will make some changes or make some settings. I will change the position, or you can say change the scale. So let's say scale dot set. I will write zero point 0.4 comma zero point 0.4 comma zero point 0.4 because these are in three axis x y z, and as well as setup dot position dot set. So I will also set the position which will be 0 comma 1 comma 0, and lastly the main part, the texture. So I will write over here setup dot children. Okay, setup dot children and 26. I will explain why I'm writing this 26 and this children, so don't be afraid right now. And material dot map. So this material dot map is what we are using to change the texture of any 3D model, and this will be equal to texture loader dot load, and inside this I will just give it a floor image. Let's say floor1 dot jpeg. Okay, so let's see, and I think we are done now. The only thing left is to add some function in these images also, so when we click the texture should change. For that we have to make a function over here. So I will write come over here, and I will write, let's say, handle click. Okay, all right, and it will have an argument. Now what I will do, I will just simply copy this line over here. All right, and this line, and simply instead of this floor I will make a dynamic change and write texture over here. And now we have to define this function in our images. So I will write over here on click. Okay, so in this what we have to do, on click there will be a callback function which will be handle click, and then floor1 dot jpeg. That's it. That's the only thing we have to do. So let's add to every image. All right, and lastly this, and you have to change the image as well. So floor 6, floor 5, floor 4, and then floor 3, and as well also floor 2. So I think we are done now, and let's also change the this thing over here. Let's also change it alpha to okay. So let's also remove the background as well. Now let's see our HTML file and see if the scene is there. And keep in mind that the model I am using, it's very large, so it is taking this much long. But if you will use like some KB or MB, like less than 10 MBs or even in KBs, yeah, it will load instantly. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, this is our model. You can see it is weird because the camera angle is weird. Let's just mm, okay. So let's just define the camera angle because we haven't set any camera angle. So for that, I will write camera dot position dot set, and I will make it over the animate function. And here, what I will write, let's say 5 comma 3 comma 6. Okay. Now let's see and let's wait for the model to load. Okay, so I guess we can just add a orbit control as well. So what I will do now, I will write orbit controls. Okay, that's it. And in this, after that, what I will do, I will write const controls is equal to new orbit controls, and then I will write camera and renderer dot DOM element. Okay, and I will write controls dot enable damping will be true, and then we have to set the damping value. Then controls dot damping factor, which will be 0.05. And all right, so now I think we should be done over here. Let's wait. Okay, so we haven't. All right, so now let's wait for our model to load. So as you can see, our model is loaded perfectly, and you can even move it because we have added orbit control just right now. So the moment of truth, let's change its texture. I will click this image and you can see the floor is changed to this exact image. Let's try again. So yeah, so as you can see, this is how you can change a texture. So that's it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one.